Hello and welcome everybody to sketchbook tour number 2. This sketchbook took me just about 2 years and it's probably been the most rewarding but also the most challenging sketchbook for me so far. And the actual sketchbook is just a standard multimedia sketchbook that you can get from any like art supply store like Michael's. Cover, this sticker is from, I think, Sketchbox, the monthly art box subscription, and this is from a cute little store in Richmond, Virginia called Rest in Pieces. Here's my front cover. I've got a lot of things that you can flip because I love the textile nature of that, and I love being able to play around with that in my sketchbook. We've got just little things that I thought were fun to put in here, and here's how long this sketchbook actually took me. I started it January 1st, 2020, and I finished it on November 29th, 2021, so almost 2 entire years. First page, I was trying out a whole bunch of different things, especially with this portrait here. This was, I was trying out a combination of watercolor and pen and colored pencil, and for the longest time I really hated this one, but it's kind of grown on me. Then we've just got some caterpillars and a bunch of swatches and a dog in ink. This spread is gouache, watercolor, more gouache, and then I think this is ink and watercolor. And then some swatches of a watercolor palette I have. I really like how this turned out. I was testing out gouache a whole lot in this sketchbook, trying to improve at it. This is a little self-portrait. I feel like this spread is kind of lackluster because of how much empty space there is, and also I don't know what YouTube's policy is on artistic nudity, so there are a few things in here that are covered up. Just a bunch of doodles on this page. This is one of the instances in which I was trying to practice like going straight in with ink without any pencil sketch underneath to try to like improve my confidence in my lines. And it says, "This is giving me a headache," because for whatever reason some T's give me a headache, and I haven't figured out why. And then these are some faces I did in this wonderful blue ink that is just my favorite to use because it goes down onto the paper so smoothly, and if you have the right paper for it, you can re-wet the ink and move it around the page, and I just think it's really fun to work with, let alone the vibrancy that it has. Another page full of caterpillars. I think this is acrylic. This is, I think, gouache. I think these are markers, and then this is actually my first gouache attempt. This sketchbook isn't necessarily linear. I went back and forth a whole bunch, but this is actually the first time I tried out gouache, and I think it turned out okay. I don't really love the hair in here, but the face was alright. Here are some portraits. I meant to fill these pages, and there's a lot in this sketchbook that I wanted to go back and fill in more or redo, and for those I've marked the pages with these. But at this point I think I'm really done with the sketchbook and I'm ready to move on. So I may or may not go back and fill these in, but probably not. And this is a little doodle of my husband. This is one of my favorite pages in the sketchbook, and I did this in pencil and watercolor, but I think I would have liked it better in gouache, although at the time that I did this I didn't have any gouache. So maybe I'll try to redo this sometime and see how the gouache works out. A whole bunch of cute little faces, bugs, and then this. I felt like this would probably be relevant for a while and fun to look back on. Little did I know, here we're almost in 2022 and it's still happening. So that's fun. For these guys, I really enjoy the old cartoony look of these eyes on characters, so I wanted to test out different shapes and different ways to apply these types of eyes on little guys. This is probably my least favorite spread in the whole sketchbook, just because it's so everywhere. There's no coherency, and a lot of it is super unfinished. Especially this, I was trying to do a plein air gouache session, and I started it and I didn't like it how it was coming, so I just stopped and then I never came back to it. Another unfinished page and a portrait. I really didn't like how this one came out, and I still can't pinpoint exactly why, but it doesn't feel satisfying to me. I'm not sure why though. This is a whole page of hand studies, and this was really fun. I love drawing hands, especially the unique shapes that you can get, and I don't know, I love the angularity here. And then for this one, the way you can see the flesh folding on itself. I love seeing that in art. This is a whole page of faces. These are all me trying to freehand drawing my own face straight in pen, without any references or anything. And let's see. Here's some more gouache, an unfinished truck. I thought that these cows came out really cute. And I'd love to do a whole piece in this style someday. A gouache house, just trying to improve my technique with the medium. Another freehand ink doodle of myself. And then here, with all of these pink swatches, I was trying to test out what consistency of gouache I liked the most. And then here are some little bees. I think these guys are so cute. This is another one of my favorite spreads in the sketchbook. These are all referenced off of different Pinterest images, but I think just the fact that they're all in the same range of colors really pulls the whole spread together, and I really enjoyed trying to figure out what shapes, you know, would go the best with these drawings, and what to pick out, and what to leave. So what to emphasize and what to leave how it is. This sketchbook spread is just a lot of doodles, unfinished doodles, and then this one I was trying to make a more finished looking sketch with gouache, and I was testing out, I think her name is Sibylline on YouTube and Instagram, but I love the way she applies gouache, it kind of even looks like cell shading to an extent, and I really like how this turned out. But it was a lot of work. I think I get kind of lazy, and I like drawing, And I want it to look nice with the colors, but then the colors take so long, I kind of just forego them most of the time. Bunch of froggy doodles. I was trying out different shapes, different face arrangements here. Another unfinished sketch, and a little gouache painting, some houses on a cliff by the sea. Here are some ink frogs. I love these guys. And then my goals for 2021. Of these goals, I think I actually did the gouache technique. I practiced gouache a lot. Stylization, I did focus on that quite a bit. And cohesive sketchbook spreads, that's like 50-50. I struggle with figuring out which I should prioritize more between just being free and having fun in my sketchbook and making my sketchbook look nice and coherent. Here's another blue spread. I really love this ink. Pretty much any mark you put down with this ink is gonna look nice. It's so hard to go wrong with this stuff, and it's my go-to for any time I just want to sit down, put marks on a page, and relax. Another page. I just filled this page up with sticky notes because I had these and I wanted to put them somewhere, and when I was doing this page, I didn't know what to put here. These are just some studies of faces, and I think each of these are done in different markers. And this girl's eyes are super lopsided, which is unfortunate, but I didn't realize until after it was done. And I did it straight in marker, so. Here's another page. For this one, I was trying to imitate the style of this person. I think I found them on TikTok. But the way they use colored pencil and the way they put their markings, like it's not particularly blended, but you can tell what's going on. And I just thought the colors, the wide range of colors, was really fun. And here's an unfinished gouache piece, because I couldn't figure out what color to make her and this couch after I did the rest in blue and pink. Like, I didn't want to, probably a couple different shades of dark blue, possibly, but I never committed to anything. Some more sketches. These are plant studies. I think these are either in watercolor or really watered down acrylic, which I think it might be really watered down acrylic, which is also fun to play with as if it's watercolor. I like this spread a lot. These are some fawns. I think this is gouache and then possibly white acrylic on top. And then this is completely made up scene of this little black house on this hill. And all these little white dots are the sheep, and there's this huge cumulus cloud rising up behind it. And I just would really like to escape to some place that looks like this someday. I love the way this turned out. A lot more faces in this blue ink because this ink is just so fun. I can't get away from it. And then this was just in marker. I think I put all of these ink lines down freehand because I was trying to, this whole sketchbook I've been trying to improve on a lot, including freehand with pen. Some more sketches. This says, and I'm not your protagonist, I'm not even my own, which is from a song. I'm forgetting the song. I think it's Sweet Hibiscus Tea, but I'm forgetting the artist. I'll add the song in the description. A whole bunch of bunnies and a little freehand ink drawing. These are done all in watercolor, but the watercolor actually comes in a powder and you have to put it down on your palette and then drop water on top, which I think was really interesting. And I like how it can come out differently in a lot of different shades. depending on how much you mix the powder with the water. Here are some more sketches in that ink and with the blue ink pen. For this one, I referenced a pose and I drew it again and again and again just to try to make my mind really understand the pose and what was going on, in hopes of being able to make poses up myself a little easier. More blue. Are we surprised? No. This is like an elf lady in gouache, and I wanted to fill in the background to make the whole page more cohesive, but I never got around to it, and I also didn't really want to use that much more gouache because I didn't love everything going on here. I think maybe it's the pink, the shade of pink and the shade of green. I feel like they don't go together very well. Bunnies, mostly. These are all, I attempted to emulate, I think her name is Lee Ellickson on YouTube and Instagram, but she's just got such a whimsical, fun style, and it looks so free and so fun, and I wanted to try that out for myself because I really want to enjoy the process of making art again, because a lot of times I feel like it's kind of more of a chore and I'm not sure exactly why I'm doing it, and I just wanted to have fun, and it was really fun, and I think they came out really, really cute. An unfinished pencil drawing. I wanted to fill this in with gouache, but I never got around to it. I think it could look really nice if I ever finished it, but we'll see. This piece was all in ink, and this was fun. I want my sketchbooks to have more finished drawings in them because I feel like I do a lot of sketching and doodling, and I want my art to have a purpose, and I also want to improve, and I feel like you improve faster when you're really trying to make things look nice and look finished. Another page, a bunch of marker swatches, and some of these boots. I really love these chunky platform sneakers. I think they're so cute and they're really, really fun to draw. And here's more of me playing with that blue ink because it's amazing. Here I attempted to start the 100 heads challenge. I didn't quite get 100 heads, but I did draw a lot of them. What I wanted to get out of the challenge was just improving at drawing faces freehand, and I think that has helped me, and I really like how these turned out. This is gouache, and this is a mixture of really watered down gouache and pen, and these are all, I think, a blue brush pen. And I did these all freehand, which was another thing. I wanted to do these all freehand without a sketch underneath to become more confident. Some more heads. My favorites on this page are probably her. I think she's like a 1920s actress. And then this one here, I liked how this one came out. This one's a bit funky, and I think this one is too, but that's what happens when you freehand things. Some of them turn out a little funky. Some more heads. I think this is my favorite of this spread. This is Willow Smith, and I did put a lot of time into this one, which is why it came out so nice. More heads, and at this point I had watched, I think it's called either Arcane or Arcana, but it's on Netflix, and I loved the female characters and, you know, the art style, and it looked like it was going to be really fun to draw, so I just had to. Some more heads. I was trying to stylize from an image, and then it just looked really boring and not right, so I tried it again, and then same kind of thing with these two. Some more blue ink. This page is just filled with little objects that are around my house. I've got these 3 little wooden houses. This is like a ceramic container with a metallic fawn on top, and then a raccoon skull. And then here are some body studies. I just love the female form and the curves and the way the flesh folds over itself, and I don't know, I really wanted to draw the female form more often than I do. Here I attempted a little bit of Inktober for like a second. This one came out, I think, a little bit incoherent. I think probably at first glance it's hard to tell what's going on, but this is a swan and she's cradling the swan in her arms. And then I didn't like the one underneath, so I covered it up. Here I was trying to emulate the way one of the artists I follow draws hair, because I really like it and I think it's very visually appealing. So I tried that here and then here as well, and I think this one came out a lot better. I actually really love how the hair came out here. Here I was trying to create like an interesting concept. I feel like I just draw from studies, and I don't feel like I create an interesting concept or anything that's like out of the ordinary. And I want to become more creative. I feel very uncreative. I feel like I can draw things, but I can't make up things to draw, if that makes sense. Here are a whole bunch of cats that I was trying to stylize a bit more in pushing the shapes and the angles and the lines. So, and I think it worked really well with this one and this one. I don't love this one as much, but I really love how this one came out. Doodles. At this point I was kind of reaching an art block, especially here, and I mean, I just wanted to draw and I wanted to finish the sketchbook. So these are all just doodles, basically. Some more doodles, more doodles. You can tell that I'm getting like really frustrated and I just want to finish the book here. I like this one. I like how this face came out. More doodles. I don't love this page at all. This one, these are two like dragon creatures that I designed and I think they came out super, super cute. I actually love them. Another doodle page. This is just a little made up cute character, and then these are cutouts of some acrylic clouds I had made in like high school. I didn't love the way that came out, so I covered it up. And we're nearing the end. I wanted to practice clothing folds and just like more complicated clothing so I could more easily freehand clothing and different types of clothes on my characters. And I went in with all of these straight in ink, so I'm pretty proud of how these turned out, especially this one. And then the same sort of things here, just studies of clothes, clothing folds, trying to figure out how to put marks down that make sense and put them down so that it's not too much, so that it's just enough so that you can tell what's going on with the clothes. And final page. Another clothing and stylization study. I was trying to stylize and push shapes a bit more here, especially in the hand and the line of the back and the sleeves. And then these are just some doodles. This is another attempt of trying to create something out of the ordinary, something that's more than just a study. So there's all these little fish popping out from her neck and the bubbles are drifting upwards. And that's the end. So this sketchbook gave me the most trouble of any sketchbook. I probably felt the most frustrated with this sketchbook, but I also feel like a lot of the spreads in this book were the most satisfying and the most put together of any sketchbook I've had previously. So there it is. If you liked the sketchbook tour, maybe leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you thought. Maybe even hit that subscribe button, who knows? Go crazy. Hopefully I'll have more to show you soon, and thanks for watching.